Hey everyone, I'm sitting at my kids' school today waiting to do their end of the day pickup, and I just wanted to take the time to share with you guys a little bit about some stuff that has happened to me today, and give you a little more insight into my life. What made me think of doing a video about this is that I know a lot of the DCC disorder has a lot to do with social issues and social cues. And I had a little issue with my oldest daughter this morning on our way to school. She's 10. She's my typical brain daughter. She's 10 but going on 30. So right there in itself is a big task to get around. And this morning, on the days that the girls go into school, we're always rushing around. So we were in the car and taking off down the road. And I was surprised by our neighbor who was out waving. And I wasn't like surprised driving to the point where like I swerved the car or anything. But it made me go, oh! And I kind of gave like a very loud, different kind of laugh than I normally do, because I was kind of startled because I was looking towards their house as we drove by, and I was not expecting to see the neighbor out on the front porch waving, and then there she was. The laugh I gave caused a reaction from my oldest daughter, and she made a comment about it, and because I was driving, I didn't make too big a deal about it, and I just kind of said to her, like, oh, so-and-so startled me because I wasn't expecting them to be there, that's all, that's why I made that noise. But my daughter had kind of picked on me about it, so I wasn't too thrilled. And then we get down the road only to have my ACC child tell me that she doesn't have her mask with her. So there goes my anxiety a little bit, okay? And so we had to run back to the house to grab the mask and get back down to the school. Now, another thing that heightens my anxiety is that we do have a bus that drives by. I'm choosing to drive my kids to school this year. But if you don't get in front of the bus, then you tend to be very close to late or late for school. And my oldest does not like to be late for things. My ACC child could care less if she's late or not. It doesn't affect her in the slightest, apparently. But my 10-year-old does not like to be late. So I'm not a person that likes to be late either. So I was already having anxiety about that, and I like my 10-year-old to have a nice day. So we get down to the school, and the front of the school has a circle that you drive around to drop your kid off. And there was already a few cars ahead of me, but then there was a space off to the far side of the circle. So I went to drive through past the other cars, and you kind of have to go straight then through the circle and then sharp turn to get up against the sidewalk. Well, I drive a huge vehicle. And as I was turning, my front passenger wheel, the rubbery part, just kind of bumped the curb a little bit and gave like the car a little jerk. So I kind of went, ooh, and gave that laugh again. That was very loud. My reasoning for doing the laugh and you know, playing it off lightheartedly about bumping the curb is because I didn't want the girls to think that, you know, something was wrong or we did something bad because, you know, it was a tiny little oops and it didn't affect anything. Well, my 10-year-old decided she was going to very loudly pick on my laugh again. Now, it's funny because you think about, I have no corpus callosum at all. So before I react to something, you'd think it would take me a moment, right? It doesn't. So I almost wish that I had that pause moment in there, because I did not pause, and I didn't freak out on her. I didn't yell at her, but I turned around and let her know that I didn't like that she was picking on me. It was hurting my feelings. And she got very offended, saying she was just joking. And if I could have paused in that moment, because all day I've been worrying about this. And this is where a lot of, I think, ACCers headaches come from, because I have a little headache today, and I guarantee you it's from worrying about this. I feel like after thinking about it for a while, I so overanalyze everything I do because I'm so self-aware that I have come to the conclusion that if I had that split second longer, I could have said something differently, like, oh, my laugh is really funny today. Isn't it silly that I hit that curb? Good thing the car is okay, you know? But I didn't. I went the opposite way. And I'm so mad at myself for that, because, I mean, she could have been picking on me. But I'm an adult. What am I doing? Okay? So I wanted to let you guys know that, you know, I may look typical, I may sound typical, but I have this stuff going on in my head all day, every day, especially with my 10-year-old around. She very much keeps me on my toes about how I'm acting and reacting to others. Because where I take offense to things because I'm very literal, she also takes offense to things because she likes to be very silly. So if you're too serious with her, you know, that is like a shock to her. So I wanted to let you guys know that this went on with me today, because of the social issues that DCC adults and kids have, but that we can look back on it and think about it and try to change it, which is what I'm going to do today. I'm going to be picking her up very soon. The school will be letting out soon. I'm not bringing up the situation. I feel like it's been there, done that. She's had a good day, a different day. I don't need to drudge her through things. But I'm going to remember this. And for the next time I feel like she's picking on me, I'm going to try to help myself mentally pause and think to myself, okay, how could I respond to this in a haha joke back? But, you know, but not, obviously I'm not going to pick on my kid, but I can almost pick on myself, you know, being like, oh, that was really silly of me. And because I like to try to change who I can be and how I can react. And this is what has helped me through every day. Just hashing these things out and trying different things and knowing that I do, and I will make mistakes. But they're always fixable. So, that's a little bit into my day. I'm going to let you guys go because my kids should be coming out soon. I hope my video made sense. And I am curious if anyone wants to leave a comment for me. I am curious, after hearing this video, if there are any parents out there of younger DCCers that you've been in situations like this yourself with your child where they're misunderstanding something you've said that was simple, but the situation kind of went awry. And now maybe knowing that this can happen with an ACCer, that you too can have that pause moment to try to think like, okay, they might be misunderstanding me. I need to try again with them. Or if you're an adult with DCC, does this happen to you too, where you get in these situations and you react, and then it's later you are thinking back on it and you realize, oh shoot, maybe I was the wrong one in the situation and I could have responded like this. I'd be curious to know, you guys, if there's other people out there that are constantly analyzing themselves like I do. So let me know in the comments, and I hope you guys have a great day, and thanks for joining me for a tidbit about my life today.